Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Empire Total War featuring Darthmod in the 40 unit save version. We left off close to the next turn last time, but there's a few details we're going to want to look at. And next turn we'll be able to find out if we have a force strong enough to move against Montreal. We should get close enough to see what kind of force, if not all the way, we'll get close enough to see what kind of force we're dealing with if we need to fall back. Fortunately, we have opportunities with the Native American forces being able to recruit. I may choose them. In fact, I almost guarantee you I'll choose those forces over, over the militia. But that's our option there. The other thing we have left to do in the Americas is we have our gentleman, which I believe has some movement with that ship. I think a turn has gone by. Let's see. Let's find the Navy. And yes, a gentleman is available to move. So we're going to see if we can avoid, once again, that Portuguese Navy as we move back towards the Netherlands to get him in a school. All right, that should be it in the Americas. Let's get over to India, wrap things up over there so we can hit that next turn button. One thing I'd like to do, because we're a little bit decimated in the theater over in the East Indies, is still build a couple more flutes to go over there. Oh, that's what my Navy is here. I'm freaking out. We have a fifth rate that got built here already. Oh, this is the one we got to repair. Take that back. So let's repair that. I hope I have enough money to spend what I want to spend on it. That's a repair I was not counting on having to spend. But let's get to our naval recruitment. We'll recruit another flute. We'll recruit another flute up here. And we're just about, I think that pretty much ends it up in Italy. Italy. We took over Italy, northern Italy, Milan last time, so why my mind got stuck on Italy instead of India down here, I don't know. Yeah, funny ways my mind works. That'll tell you one thing. What I'd like to do if we have the funds, and it looks like we do have the funds here, but will it leave me enough for the church? We're going to upgrade our tea here because tea is one of our better trade commodities here at 22, and I don't really have any upgrades to ivory, so we're going to upgrade the tea plantation. It's a big investment, 4,500 to a tea warehouse, but we're going to spend it right now. Leaves us with 614, so I won't be able to do the last thing I was hoping to be able to do, but oh well. And then just as a quick reminder, in the East Indies, if we get enough of a force, or a strong enough force, now that Portugal seems to be out of the picture, if we get enough of a fifth-rate presence over here, we'll move against this renegade or lone Swedish fleet that's trying to hide over here. Let's get back to the main continent for the end of the turn. The only thing I was hoping to be able to do, but then I had to repair those ships I had forgot about. I was going to try to upgrade, and we'll just have to hold off on that, the chapter school over here to help battle the pressure we're getting over here from Catholicism, which is not our preferred religion for the Netherlands, but that'll just have to wait. That's a minor point, minor issue, more just for me. But there was one more thing up here I wanted to do, and that is move this fleet over here. I can't take it into the port and battle the Portuguese fleet here, but what I can do, and it didn't work last time, establish a zone of control over here so that Portuguese Navy can't move out of there, because the British will eventually at least send a unit over there to kick them out of the port. So let's try and be ready this time.
All hands on deck! All hands on deck!
And maybe that's what I was doing before. Maybe I was locked up to raiding a trade line instead of keeping myself free. I just couldn't tell you for sure. But when he gets kicked out of there, hopefully then we can swoop in and do some battle there. And that should be it. So we're going to head into the new turn button now. Let's see what the next turn brings, and if it's anything new and exciting, or if we're going to remain in control with what we want to do. All right, we have completed carbines. Let's get into our research and technology and see where we want to continue I think what we're going to do is we're going to heck with the wedge formation. We're going to fire by rank. We all know the strengths. Socket bayonet being second after that. We're going for fire by rank. That is probably in the early game the single most powerful upgrade we could possibly get. Oh wait, that's not the one I want to change. Let's get you back over here. Let's finish our flintlock cannon. Let's pick the school we need to pick, and there we will go with the upgrade we need. Okay, everything else is under control. Oh, we get our upgrade our roads. That's a big investment though, but it really pays off if I can find the funds to get my roads upgraded. All right. Recruitment report. We got some militia that we got to send. Guatemala and Savoy. We got to get some militia over to the ports. We might as well do that right now, lest I forget. In fact, the army is not repaired. Let's see in Milan if we can move the army out of there quite yet. Looks like we're pretty close. Let's do a short little move from the army. And it looks like we have still a number that aren't quite at full strength, mostly close to full strength. Before we move out, let's spend the money to get them healed. Only 318, so it was just a residual injuries we got when taking over Milan. And let's see if we can afford to move this stack out of here and still keep barely. As long as they're content, I don't care. So the order is being maintained in Milan for the moment. Let's get this army on the move to head down to Madrid. In fact, that one unit that's in here also getting repaired, we can join with this army. And that's it. We'll deal with, I'm not interested in putting any holding armies or forces back in these territories. We'll deal with it if somebody moves against them. And then the other one that had militia, before I forget about it, I think it was down here somewhere, I thought. Yep, there it is. We'll bring it over to the coast. And we have our army repaired over here. So what we can do while we're down here is get our army loaded up. At least everybody but the militia. We're going to get them moved over here. In fact, we're going to drop them off right here so they can land near the farm and then take on this force over here. So let's get our navy moved. And let's figure out how many we want to drop off. What we have to go against is a general's cavalry and general's bodyguard and a native bowman. So we'll just drop off enough to take care of that. And I think we'll just drop off the cavalry and a couple line infantry and leave it at that. That should be sufficient to take care of the problem. And then the rest we're going to kind of give a central location as kind of our rapid deployment force. And well, we can't quite rapidly deploy as far as we might like right now. But we can get over here to the island port over here on Cuba at least to get ourselves safe. Okay. Construction report. We've upgraded the cotton plantation and the dockyard in France. You know what that dockyard means in France? Our income is almost 15,000. We got to hop back over to France before I forget. That's a big one to have noticed that we built. The dockyard. Evil grin, evil laugh on my face right now. Naval recruitment. We can build a fourth-rate ship of the line. In fact, we can build 2 fourth-rate ship of the lines. And as far as I know, we have not seen any on the ocean, on the high seas, and we may be the first to the punch here. So let's build 2 right there. Now let's get back to the Americas real quick after that little side note. And let's get up to see what we're dealing with up here, potentially at least, with Portugal. And we're going to start advancing. Hopefully till we get sight. Oh, that's a British unit. Here I got all excited. I was thinking that was Portuguese that we were going to be running into. And there they are. Ooh. What are we looking at with our army? We're looking at 21 regiments of various types. And we're looking at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 plus whatever garrison, so 19. So it's going to be a very potentially tough battle here. But they are battle worn. They haven't healed up, the force in here at least. We're dealing with a number of cannon. In fact, they outnumber us in cannon pieces, artillery pieces. We have 2, and over in this reinforcement, so they have 4. They double our output on artillery. But we're going to move close and see if they're going to be challenged to move out against us. I'm not going to back off. I'm not going to fear them. One thing I will do is back up in case things do not go, since it's pretty close to even, I would imagine, you might argue. We'll just recruit a couple units, one native musketman unit and another native bowman unit down here, just to start some reinforcements in case we need them if things don't go as planned. I like to think positive, but at the same time, have a little pragmatism, have a little real, well, you know how it is. So there, we're close. We're going to have a battle coming up. I thought it might be this turn, but we didn't quite have the range to make it all in one swoop. So we'll see if they are challenged to come out and meet our force. Nobody else. I think that should be it for down here. We may come back to spend some funds upgrading plantations. But let's take a peek in India, because something did happen. In fact, let's finish up on the continent first. Something did happen over here. The Portuguese got kicked out of the port. And right away, believe it or not, the port was repaired by the British. I'm rubbing my eyes in astonishment. The Portuguese Navy did get kicked out. Unfortunately, we were not able to move to intercept, and then on his turn, he got the heck out of there. So, we will, I guess we'll just kind of keep our Navy kind of in the general vicinity over here, just in case. We also can quickly get back up from our forces up here, blockading Sweden. So I'm fine there. So let's finally get down to India. See what we got going down here. They're moving a force towards the region capital. So what I'm going to do is probably move just a little farther down. And we'll get the missionary preaching from the mountaintop. He always likes his mountaintop sermons, I guess. 21% Protestant. What are we looking down here? 45% Protestant. So we're still working on it little by little. And I have a feeling if he moves down next turn, as he more than likely will, takes over the territory, we will look at escaping then over to the port. What we'll do is we will gather the flutes that we just built. And the flute here that we just built, we're going to take the 5th rate that we repaired. And the brig is what we'll use to evacuate our army if we need to. And we'll just park that in the port for now. And we still have them blockaded, no changes over here, no new ports. It's good to kind of just check that out every now and then. Alright, and then we'll get this fleet moving over to the East Indies. And pretty quickly, we'll be able to deal then once they arrive with that little Swedish fleet hiding off in the corner. And we also have some fleets arriving. Let's just go double check where they are. This is my gentleman. We're going to have to hope he can evade and avoid the Portuguese Navy. And I don't know if he's going to quite have the range to make it here where I want him to go in one move. So what we'll do is we're going to move it right here. And then we're going to take this fleet right here
Geef de zeilen. Aye, aye.
to join them up.
Bestemming in zicht.
And then just to bolster it a little more, because the Portuguese do have a hefty little navy out there somewhere. We'll take a couple of these fifth rates to bolster up over here. And this, what are we looking at as far as the fleet over here? We're looking at a brig and a fifth rate. So we'll leave three fifth rates over here. Bring 4 more fifth rates down. And hopefully this fleet, that's a lot of big investment on a gentleman, don't you think? But that protects our lone fifth rate at least from getting picked off a little. Feel a little more confident about that fleet protecting the gentleman. Another fleet we have arrived is over here. I don't know. Let's find out. No. Let's go find out if the yeah, the Swedish are still there. But for the moment, we're just going to take our single fifth rate,
Aye, aye.
make our one powerful fleet in the area on the one node where we have some power. Right now, it's Admiral's fifth rate, a second fifth rate. Besides the Zebek and the sloop, we got 3 more flutes to distribute around. Once we get rid of that, I don't want to do it yet until we get rid of any enemy threats, at least immediate enemy threats. And we'll have some more reinforcements coming in next turn. That's when we'll make our move against the Swedish fleet and then spread out on the trade nodes a little more. So that seems to be just about it. Other than we got ourselves some money to spend. Let's just take a quick look at our ministers. We're going to have an election occurring next time, so we may have to play the minister dance if they don't get reelected. Trade-wise, we're still looking at tea as one of the big ones. Cotton has jumped up there in a pretty good position, and then spices are not a bad investment. So if you want to hang on a moment, I'm going to kind of scan the map, scan the globe, starting out probably with cotton in the Americas, see if we have any cotton upgrades we can spend some of our funds on. I think that's about all I wanted to spend money on, other than that one church school that we did not get to upgrade last time. So we're going to take the church school, upgrade to a chapter school, help battle that missionary that's been camped out there since the beginning of time. All right, so here in Upper Louisiana, I found one cotton plantation due to be upgraded. We can get it upgraded to a cotton warehouse. That's about half our funds right there gone. Boom. Now let me go search around, see if we can't find another one. All right, didn't find any more cotton, but what I can do is there are a couple more ports I can upgrade. That also helps our income by upgrading these ports also, and that way I can, rather than just one more plantation, we're going to get a couple different ports upgraded. This will be one of them right here in Flanders, and then I think down in Marseille we can try. I think that one needs an upgrade. No, maybe it doesn't. Okay, maybe it doesn't. There is another one off the coast up here that also is a trade port. Yes, it is. Le Havre. And yeah, please ignore my attempt at a French accent there, but it's fun to try. And it's not quite 2,500. So much for ZigZag and his math abilities. Let me find one more thing to spend this money on. All right, looks like our roads are a little lagging behind over here, so we're going to upgrade our roads. It'll also help our military movement. If we have to move back and forth up this way any other times. So in addition to helping the trade with the trade benefits, it'll also help with our movement a little bit. I'm only able to be upgrade 1 right at the moment, and we'll just kind of leave the last little bit in reserve. So that's it for this turn, I do believe. Unless there's something I've missed. So let me take one more quick look and then we'll start the new turn. And there is one more thing I did overlook. Thank goodness to these little lists that I like going through. We missed the chance to do some damage in Spain and cost them some more money. So let's get into the farm here, see if we can't sabotage this time around. 63% chance.
Ik
And
onderzoek
we
het
did it.
doel.
All right, that's all I'm seeing at the moment, so let's head on and get the new turn going. We'll see you on the other side unless we got some fun that pops up on us. So the Mughal Empire did move just as we suspected, down to take back their territory. That is fine. I never expected to hold it as long as we did. At least we got some income out of it. But we are about to lose it, and we're just going to auto-resolve this one. And we did lose. At least we killed twice as many. They had quite a bit deployed. Look at that, over 10,000. All right, our army was destroyed as we saw in the auto-resolve. No surprise there, and my nation has lost control of that region. Well, like I said, we held it longer than we expected. So we did improve the flintlock cannon. I think what that does is gives us a more effective and faster firing. So it reduces misfires and speeds up firing. So that's a nice one to add to our cannon on our fleets. We're going to jump down here though and take a look. Well, once we get through this successful mission, let's just get down there and do another hopefully successful mission as we keep working on the monetary slow drain of Spain. At least until our army gets down there. 60%.
Zoals u wenst.
Oh, this time we just lost our rake. Oh, he had a good run. He had a good run. Rakes in this game tend to fall fast. Ooh, let's find out. The hustings are over following a free and fair election. The current cabinet has regained control. So, whoo-hoo, we don't have to play too much. My mind went blank. We don't have to play too much musical chairs. We don't have to play too much musical chairs. No, we do not. That's nice to know because this cabinet had a decent build to it. We got our backup auxiliary native troops here, bowmen and musketmen, just in case that battle up north of them doesn't go well. We did lose a public servant, Isaac van Almond, and that may be one of our ministers. I do not know. Do we have any particularly weak one here? No, we do not. So maybe we got lucky and it wasn't a current office holder, or if he got replaced, it was by somebody who had some decent stats. So there we go. And we gained an ancillary on research for those naval improvements. Let's take a look and make sure this is where we want to be researching next. And as far as the Navy in Luxembourg, I think we're going to skip over seasoning at the moment. We're going to jump to naval architecture. It's going to take a little longer. It then does make available the dry docks, which gives us even better access to some better vessels. So that's where I'm going to focus first before we pick up some of these other perks. And then next turn, I think we have another one coming up. Yeah, next turn, then we got to look at upgrading roads every which way. All right, is there anything else I want to do while we are up here? Now, I'm looking at now they haven't been able to manage a slow build there yet. We do have a fleet with a gentleman we're going to bring in.
Klaar voor actie. Orders ontvangen. Wacht op nadere orders.
And let's get.
Nieuwe orders.
So my gentleman is missing. I don't know where my gentleman is. So let's see if we can figure out where he is. We stopped here in port, and what you know, we ended up leaving the agent that we thought we were shuttling over. Pretty crazy. I guess what we'll do is we'll just build, since we got the extreme funds right now, we'll build a fifth rate to be able to move them over. How comical is that? How absolutely comical is that? So let's get you back in the port up here. We'll just keep the Navy there for the moment. Let's get down to our army that's leaving northern Italy and get them on the move. I do believe they are all being repaired. Yeah, it looks like there's nobody else we need to add to the mix. So let's get our army marching. Actually, up to the border.
Marcheren. Groepen, halt.
All right. right, there we got it going up here. I'm going to take a quick look since we upgraded the school there. Okay, Catholicism is going down, so we don't need to do anything immediately there. What are we looking at over here as far as Catholicism? Pretty stagnant. And stagnant there also. So maybe what we will do is upgrade our church school up to a chapter school, just to try and maybe be able to recruit some missionaries of our own. Let's see where our fleet arrived for us. And it is over here, as I said. So let's take it over here and take a peek at the Spanish Navy. Excuse me, Swedish Navy. And let's see who we want to use. We got 2 flutes and a 5th rate. We're going to bolster that a little bit with 2 of these 5th rates. We're going to have ourselves a little old naval battle.
Zijn de orders, kapitein? Trots zijn voor het vaderland en de buit.
All right, hang on. We'll see you on the high seas, and we'll see if we can't knock the Swedes out of the East Indies. And maybe this will encourage them to sue for peace after we do some damage to them. We're going to find out. All right, the wind will not be our friend on this one. We can get over here, at least a little bit over, so maybe we can at least get a crosswind. We'll line up over here for now. Okay, we have ourselves kind of set up at this angle to take advantage of a crosswind at least. Of course, it's all going to change rapidly if they do not deploy in a friendly position. And there they are. They are not in exactly the most friendly of positions. But we will proceed in a quiet fashion in this way to see how we can position ourselves. Of course, we'll join the battle back here shortly enough once we get closer. Okay, we do have some advantages. I took a quick peek. We haven't closed in yet, but took a quick peek at their ships we're going up against, and very depleted as far as their guns. 16 out of 48 there, 26 out of 48 there, and on the sloop just 7 out of 18 guns remaining. There's hull damage on all of them to varying degrees, so hopefully we can play to their weak hull sides eventually and see if we can't take advantage of that. Okay, it looks like we may end up with at least some decent position if we can keep our lead, and they may change their course slightly too, but at this rate I think we're looking to get ahead of them, so we'll find out. And they're slowly starting to alter their course, so it looks like they're trying to orient themselves broadside to broadside. I'm fine with that, looking at how we outnumber them in way of guns and strength of our ships overall. I'm fine with that. We're close to being able... Oh, and we took the first shots against the trailing 5th rate. Not what I ideally wanted. I wanted my first shots going there, but we didn't quite turn in time. And pretty soon, once we trade a few shots, we'll get a sense if this is his weak hull side or not, just looking at it. Hard to tell for sure, but there is some damage. Nice calm seas for us. Maybe that'll help the aim of our cannon. Let's hope. Boom, and now we get the first hit off that ship that we were hoping to get anyway. There, the second round hit. We're going to be closing in very, very close here for some broadsides. Hopefully outnumbering their guns. Good thing. There we go. Nice close-up shots. Ooh, and that was his strong hull side, but boy, did we weaken it down fast. I think it's time to break apart our grouping. I can do better manually at this point. At least I hope I can do better manually at this point. I got the sloop already worried. Okay, the sloop is routing. We gotta get this ship back into it. We have him floundering and wavering here. We were able to thread the needle between the two, bring a lot of our guns to bear. They are just blinking and wavering the whole 9 yards. He has surrendered. His main flagship has surrendered. Everybody out. Well, the small sloop is routing, and we got to see if we can position ourselves to bring fire to bear on the final fifth rate. Okay, we have one ship left on their part. In fact, this one is sinking. The original fifth rate, we've heard his hull so bad. Enemy admiral is killed. And we're wavering, and it should be over soon after he's routing. Let's keep up with him in the same direction so we can keep the fire on him. And let's continue, just run him down, see if we can't get him to surrender so he doesn't escape. We'll come back if we're able to make that happen and show you the results. And we ended up with a close victory. We were able to trace him down. So the Swedes are now out of the East Indies. So that little idle threat back there will not be able to come alive and haunt me. We can start taking over the nodes as we want. At least till we get at war with somebody else that wants to challenge us over there. We're able to capture two. I imagine one is the fifth rate, and we'll do that. And even the sloop, we'll go ahead and capture that too, because we can use it on the trade nodes. And the threat has been eliminated. What we'll do is, let's see what we got. On what? We got a sloop over here, so we're going to send a flute over there. And here we have a sloop. We're going to send another flute over there. And at the moment, I think we got a couple flutes plus some minor vessels over here. We're going to hang on to that as we have it. In fact, we'll send one of the flutes over here. And the fifth rates that remain, that's 4 of them along with a sloop. We'll send the sloop out and send the rest back for repair. Now let's head over to the Americas. We got some land activities over here. One, a very minor land activity, but one that will just kind of clean up the Spanish presence out here. I don't know if we're going to be able to quite reach, but we're going to give it the old college try. And we got it. So let's do this quick little land battle. Then we're going to move up. More than likely, it'll end up having to be next episode. We're going to make our move against Portugal up north. I think it's Montreal is what they hold. But let's fight this battle. We'll see you on the battlefield. All right, it looks like we got hills, we got trees, and we don't have clear lines of sight. But guess what? We don't have to worry about that because we don't have artillery. So we'll just keep everybody up front, cavalry included. We'll keep the cavalry together on either side. They have one commanding general and one native unit of some kind. I can't even recall, but we're going to just start the advancing right away. See the general's bodyguard in the back. We're just going to have to try and search out the native unit and then run down the general with our own cavalry. Keep our eyes open for the native unit because that can pop up anywhere. There, in fact, there they are. So let's just do a good old-fashioned charge without the muskets, which already have fired. See if we can't run down the general, and then we will take our infantry. Try tracking down the native bowman. It is bowman, yes, the native bowman. In fact, let's get these guys, let's get these boys running up the hill. We took out their general already. Congratulations, boys. We got it done early. They're going to start shooting on us soon, but hopefully we can get our own boys over the rise and then taking on the native bowmen. In fact, with the general wavering and shattered, let's get over here. In fact, we'll keep one unit on the general. Try to keep pace there, and the other one's going to work on the bowmen, lock them up so our own troops can get up over this hill. Yeah, they're a little winded running uphill. In fact, we're going to continue the running. And the other unit will get set as backup just in case. I don't know if we're going to be able to run down the rest of the general's units. My fear is we'll have to face them again. Somewhere in the jungle. Alright, we made quick work of them. That was a little warm-up for the upcoming big battle we have up near Montreal. Heroic victory. Yeah, it looks like the general has escaped with 17 men. We'll see if that, usually that constitutes enough of a force. We'll find out. Yep, we're going to have to run them down. I think now is time we can repair, and he, after repeated attacks, really wiped that one out. And let's continue our chase. And we will start the recruitment drive. Only 86, but we'll get the healing started. And the big question is, will we be able to run them down? And fortunately, we do have a militia unit over here. And I think we're going to bring it in. And we're going to do a quick little auto-resolve here. Hopefully we can take out the general's remaining units. And we got them. We'll head these guys back to the port. And we'll get them replenished. And we have kicked the Spanish out of Central America. Only cost 77 to get that militia repaired, and then we'll get them back to the port. Okay, that's it for the Americas. Let's take a quick look over at India, where we did lose our province, and see if it's time we make our escape. And yeah, it looks like it's probably time to spare our army and make our escape. I wonder if we can afford some scorched earth policy on the way out. All right, we are able to leave
Klaar om te wenden. Wacht op
and
nader
get
orders.
ready to pinpoint where we want to strike next. Perhaps where we used to be, way up here, and keep them running and guessing. But for now, we're going to park ourselves right here, and next turn we'll make a choice on where we want to go. The one thing we'll take a look at, and I left the Americas before I had made up my mind. Looks like they have all moved into town. Make sure there's no new surprises. So we're pretty evenly matched. Where we are hurting is going to be in artillery, and I'm guessing pretty sure it's not a bad guess that they also may have a mortar unit in there. As far as their abilities with cavalry, they do have 1 cavalry unit, 2 cavalry units to be able to prevent us from running down their guns as I like to. So we don't have a clear advantage on this one, guys. So what we're going to do is probably lead off next episode with this particular battle. It might be a challenge for me. We'll find out. So this is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in the world. I hope you're as anxious as I am. Looking forward to this battle, and hope to see you next time. In the meantime, hit me a like, subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss the next battle, and leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you think we ought to be doing, or just say hi. I like hearing from y'all. Thanks so much.